Welcome to the Retro Movie Review, the show that seeks out the fastest geek in the West. Two geeks will compete in a 2-minute movie rant-off, and the loser will suffer the button of doom. So now it's time to bring out the geeks. Geek number 1 is Clive. And geek number 2 is Chris. And they'll be ranting to avoid something like this. And this. This week our geeks will be shooting it out over McCabe and Mrs. Miller. McCabe arrives in the snow-swept hamlet of Presbyterian Church in the Pacific Northwest to set up a bar and a brothel. When professional Maz and Mrs. Miller arrives, they join forces and are so successful that a local mining company wants to buy them out. McCabe's refusal leads to a struggle for control of the town and puts his life in danger when the firm dispatches 3 gunslingers to deal with the bothersome businessman. Released in 1971, this subverted western was directed by Robert Altman and stars the then world's biggest movie star, Warren Beatty, and his girlfriend, Julie Christie.
This is a well-crafted piece of work that bears all the hallmarks of an Altman film. Overlapping dialogue, congested scenes, fast zooms, great use of music, especially the haunting Leonard Cohen tracks. But the real genius of this film is the way Altman warps the Western genre. It's set in snow, not desert, is slow, not fast, has claustrophobic interiors, not sweeping exteriors.
The most warped thing about it is the sound. It's so awful, it's impossible to hear any dialogue for the first 20 minutes. I'm all for a bit of realism, but if I want to hear unintelligible conversations, I can get on a bus just after the schools have chucked out. The muddled dialogue is nothing more than lazy filmmaking. How anyone would manage to struggle through the tedious opening scenes is completely beyond me.
Just because it's a Western, it doesn't necessarily have to be Stagecoach or Rio Bravo, and it's easily Warren Beatty's finest ever performance. He's fantastic as the vain, ambitious, aggressive and intelligent McCabe, and Christie is just as good. A perfect foil for Beatty. Mrs. Miller is the ultimate anti-hero, an opium fiend prostitute whom though normally
Beatty's so vain, he probably thinks this movie's about him. I bet it didn't take him long to get into character as an egotistical, self-serving show-off. And for a film that trades on authenticity, there were some absolute howlers. The worst being Julie Christie's diabolical, gall-blimey, cockney spout accent. She looks like she stepped straight off the set of My Fair Lady.
Beatty's ego adds to the film's greatness. The conflict between him and the equally uncompromising Altman breathed new life into a tired genre. Altman had the entire town built on location near Vancouver and even had carpenters dress in traditional costume so they could work in the background and not interrupt filming. This attention to detail gives McCabe and Mrs. Miller
yet another
depth.
example of how the entire film is a monument to Altman's overarching ego. They spent a year filming in the most extreme weather conditions, only to ruin the final scenes with the worst fake snow in cinema history. No wonder Beatty and Altman were at each other's throats. They could both sense what a turkey they were making. They were desperate to do something about it.
At my signal, unleash hell. This has been the Retro Movie Review. Thanks for watching. Ta-ra!